I'm Lauren Braithwaite. I'm the President and CEO of Build Toronto. The green roof is an example of the original mandate from the City of Toronto in terms of sustainability. It was one of the early priorities in May of last year where I felt it was important that we make a statement that we're serious about doing a great job in the greening area and looking after the environment, as well as producing a bottom line and some value for our shareholders. Let's look at the challenge that you face today. We have heat island effect, we have stormwater runoff. These are issues that have to be addressed in the urban environment. Years ago, we used to collect water off of the houses in barrels, and that was a form of controlling stormwater runoff. These are a program as part of this green roof where we can educate the various service providers that we work with in Build Toronto and make sure that we're providing state-of-the-art energy conservation, sustainability, and doing what's the right and professional thing to do in this day and age. Build Toronto was created by the City of Toronto 2 years ago. It actually started operations in May of last year. It's a hybrid organization. It takes the best of the public marketplace and the private marketplace and gives management the opportunity to create value in dealing with surplus real estate that the City of Toronto has that needs to be redeveloped and put to use in other uses and create value for the city. It's really about city building. It's the core of our business. Green roofs are an integral part of it, but it's not just green roofs. We go beyond that. We like to look at it holistically and set our own standards. For example, the National Energy Model out of Ottawa. We're targeting in our projects to exceed that by 40%, and that puts us beyond LEED Gold. We recognize and acknowledge that we're not the first to build a green roof, but we think it's important in terms of the Build Toronto mandate and the commitment to achieve a triple bottom line. And it's cumulative when you look at the other initiatives. So in total, it will enable us to truly make a statement in the marketplace that Build Toronto is really all about city building.
I'm Janet Rosenberg. I'm the principal of JRA Landscape Architects in Toronto. Whenever I fly over Toronto, I always see the lost opportunity that's there. From an environmental point of view with all those, black and gray roofs. And that's why I think that what Build Toronto is doing in terms of this initiative and showing by example is so important. All that real estate that really will not only add to the environment, but also to people's lives. I mean, these green roofs are really gardens in the sky, and therefore the gardens are about recreation and visuality and attracting birds, butterflies up to a higher level than the way you experience them on the ground. But the second component, which is being used all over the world, is they're being used from an environmental point of view. We recognize that our cities have to change, and what more wonderful way of controlling stormwater runoff, heat, reflection, and energy efficiency than to build a garden in the sky. We have been working on this project for about a year, and I would say that it took a year from the beginning of the design to the installation. Build Toronto recognizes that green roofs are really important with not only a retrofit of a building, but a new building as well. And they want to show by example the people who come into the office how it can be done and how important they are and what they really add to a work environment.
I'm Christine Spear, General Manager with Bentall. We manage the property at 200 King Street West, home of Build Toronto. Bentall is a leader in sustainable building management practices that attracts many, many tenants, including Build Toronto. We'd looked at doing a green roof in the past, but it hadn't really made a lot of sense from a financial perspective without a tenant. So when Build Toronto told us they wanted to put in a green roof, we were really excited. Right now we're going for our LEED certification, and having the green roof on the second floor is going to make a huge difference towards our points in getting certification. It's also a huge amenity for other tenants. They can look out their window and see this gorgeous little patch of green. Our leasing agents just love it because they're doing a tour. They can show out the window exactly what can be done and just how committed we are to sustainable building. This was a real community effort. This was Bentall, this was Build Toronto, and we were thinking about our neighborhood and making it better and greening things up for the people nearby, for the people in the building. It's very exciting for us. We learned a lot going through this process, and now we know what's possible, and we're hoping that we can do this with other tenants moving forward.
Our guiding principles are that everything we do are geared to build a better future for the City of Toronto. Good for business, good for community, good for the environment, and that's our triple bottom line.